Okay, so the grammar topic for tonight is past perfect simple, but I'll make a deal with you. If you can tell me how to say these sentences in English, we don't even have to do the tense. Yo ya había cenado cuando llegó. Había tomado el examen 3 veces antes de aprobar mi examen de manejo.
Ay,
Oh,
ay,
and
ay.
then wait, I gave you the last one by accident in English. We'll just delete that. Okay,
Okay.
so past perfect simple. So we want to use had plus the past participle. So
I already had eaten.
Mhm.
I have already eaten when uh
Let's do that.
he came.
When he arrived.
He arrived.
Yeah, very good. All right, so the past we have had and then eaten. So had eaten is past perfect simple. So yeah, so no. I had eaten, but I can say I had already eaten when he arrived. Okay, what about the second one? Había tomado el examen 3 veces. So I
Had taken the same 3 times. Before
mhm,
I approve
well,
my test driving,
my
my
driving.
driving test.
Very good, just like that. So we have had taken, and so that would be, wait, that's not it, that's había cenado,
Había cenado.
and había tomado. So
Mhm.
had eaten and had taken. So the verb tense that we're talking about tonight is past perfect simple. And these are the type of sentences that we would use this particular verb tense with. So let me show you. So look at these 3 examples. Please read those for me.
They have gathered a lot of supplies before they left Royal Park.
They
The next one,
had gathered, hold on, let's write that in.
gathered
So
lot of
they,
supplies
a lot of supplies before they left. What was it? Royal Park.
Royal Park.
So habían reunido, but habían because it's they. But had gathered is the past perfect simple. So it's just había in Spanish.
Okay.
Okay. What else?
By the time Burger arrived at Cooper's Creek, the others had left.
Or I can change. Remember, we talked about this last week when we changed the clauses. I can start the sentence. The others had left by the time Burke arrived at Cooper's Creek, period.
Uh-huh.
So you can always put the
The
main
others,
clause first if you
the
want, and
other
there's no comma.
had left by the time Burger arrived at Cooper Creek.
Exactly. And so the only difference is the clauses. If the secondary clause is first, we start with simple past. If the main clause is first, we start with the past perfect simple. I can do the same thing here. Before they left Royal Park, comma, they had gathered lots of supplies, period. And then the last one, read that one.
We went to Royal Park yesterday. We had been there before. We had been there before.
So when it's negative,
Have.
hadn't.
We hadn't. Hadn't. We hadn't been there before.
So we've talked about verb tenses before, and so I have never or I haven't eaten dinner yet. And cenado. That's present perfect simple. I hadn't eaten dinner before my mom cooked.
Yeah.
Past
I hadn't
perfect
eaten
simple.
dinner before my mom cooked.
Past perfect simple. The only difference between the two is the auxiliary. Have is for present and had is for past.
Oh,
So I'll show you one. So there's present, there's past, but then there's also future. Future perfect simple looks like this. I will have eaten dinner by 9 p.m. So había, and habe. So you have these tenses in Spanish. So this is present, perfect, simple. And we use have, past, perfect, simple. And we use had. And then future, perfect, simple. And we use will have. Now we'll talk about that one in the future, but these are how we use these tenses. So what we're talking about tonight is past perfect simple, and the other ones we'll talk about in the future. What do we need to form the past perfect simple? So we need the past participle and what auxiliary?
The past perfect.
What auxiliary? Right, so eaten, walked, taken, talked. With what?
Had.
Yeah, exactly. And we use the past perfect simple for an action which had happened before another action, pero los dos acciones en el pasado. Los dos fue en el pasado. They both happened in the past. Okay.
Past perfect. Past perfect.
Past perfect simple, because there's also past perfect progressive. So here's the difference between the two. Past perfect simple is had plus the past participle. Past perfect progressive is had plus the past participle plus ing. So I had been eating dinner when my mom called. We had been studying English when the class started. For example, that's what we call past perfect progressive, and the only difference is that we include ing. So let me put this one into the translator for the other ladies. Estaba soñando con. Is that a correct sentence in Spanish? Does that make sense in Spanish or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It makes sense.
So that's past perfect progressive. I had eaten 2 times before I ate dinner. So past perfect progressive, past perfect simple. Okay,
Past
read this
perfect
for me.
simple. We use the past perfect simple for an action which took place before a specific point of time or another action in the past. The second action is the past simple. She had finished her homework by 8 o'clock. The rain had left by the time we arrived at the station.
Now, in this one, we only have one action. So, por ejemplo, si la segunda acción es que antes ella comer, ¿cómo dice eso? So she had finished her homework before, okay. Ella come la
Before
cena. Antes ella come la cena.
she had she had eaten dinner before.
No. So she had finished her homework before she ate dinner. I see, because
She
la
ate
segunda
dinner.
parte is simple
Oh yeah.
past. Or she had ate dinner before she had finished her homework, or we arrived at the station by the time the train had left. Okay,
Okay.
all right, so last thing we'll do. Try to complete these sentences, and we want to use either past perfect simple, had, plus past participle, or the verb in simple past.
By the time the climbers had reached the top of the mountain.
It what?
It had started raining.
Okay, so look, if we have,
Had started.
so what would this one be then? With this part, so it had started raining by the time the climbers
Had
simple-
reached.
just simple past.
Had reached.
Yeah. It had started raining by the time the climbers reached the top of the mountain.
Reached. By the time the climbers reached the top of the mountain, it had started raining.
So wait, let's let me see. So by the time the climbers, by the time the climbers reached the top of the mountain, it had already started raining. So had and started and then reached.
Started.
This is simple past.
Reached.
So cuando se llegar a la cima de la montaña, ya había comenzar a llover. Okay, let's try number 2. So simple past, and past perfect simple.
When I arrived at the office, I realized that I had not taken my cell phone with me.
Very good. Just like
I
that.
hadn't taken.
Mm-hmm.
I had taken my cell phone with me.
Yes. So
Okay.
if you don't like to say the contraction, you can say I had not taken. You can say it as 2 words if you're more comfortable. But the contraction would be hadn't.
Hadn't.
And that's different than haven't. So present perfect, I haven't. But past is I hadn't.
Hadn't.
Good.
So I hadn't taken my cell phone with me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay,
My
let's see. Number
sister.
3.
My sister had been angry. No. My sister being
Tried it,
angry.
tried in the past. What's the past of the verb to be?
Was
Uh-huh.
my sister was angry when she came home because her car had breakdown.
Had broken
Had
down.
broken down.
Very good. So my sister was angry when she came home because her car had broken down.
Mhm. My sister was angry when she came home because her car had broken down.
Meaning
Yeah.
that her car stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
All right, only two more. All right, so try, so we got load and then before they, so past perfect simple, simple past.
The man loaded all the supplies on the ship before they had leaving the airport. No, the port.
The men had loaded all the supplies on the ship before they what?
Left.
Yay, there you go. Very good.
Left.
Before they
Left
left
the
the
port.
port. Excellent job. All right, one more.
After James. No, sorry. After
Jamie.
James and
Oh, it depends. If
Jamie.
it's American, it's Jamie. If it's Latin,
Mm-hmm.
it's Jaime.
Mm-hmm. After Jamie and his friends explored the old part of the town, they
Wait,
went to the beach.
yeah,
Had explored. Okay,
you can
they
do it
went
either
to
way.
the beach. Mm-hmm.
Very good job. Okay, so this grammar topic was past perfect simple. We will talk more about this on tomorrow night.